By the time I was 17, I'd taken my parents on holiday, my e-commerce business had hit over $2 million in revenue, and I'd worked with Stephen Bartlett to build his website for Diary of a CEO. I've also lost tens of thousands of pounds testing things that never worked, had ad accounts banned, and killed products that I thought were going to scale to the moon. And no, I'm not telling you this to flex at all, I'm telling you this just so you know that everything I'm talking about in this video is coming from a place of doing it myself, not watching someone else doing it. Most videos in this space show someone's best 30 days, but what I show you is the raw reality of building a business over a couple-year period. The highs, the lows, the lot of lows, and everything in the middle. What I want to do today is give you the complete cheat sheet that I wish I had in 2019 when I was first starting my e-commerce business. Because if I did, I would have saved a whole lot of money. This is stuff I've tested, broken down, rebuilt, and now actually use. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so when I was 14, I started my first real brand, and it took me over 3 years to hit $300,000 per month. However, there are significant moments throughout my e-commerce career where if I had done X, I would have got a much better result much sooner. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what I should have done and when I should have done it. So the first thing, and this was more towards the beginning of my e-commerce career, was stealing other people's creatives, website copy, and even competitors' product images. Basically stealing their products and selling them for myself to make a profit. And yes, it does work, you can make a quick bit of money, but the problem is you are learning absolutely nothing. So then when your ad account gets banned or your Shopify store gets a copyright claim, you're back at square one and you've learned no real skills that you can carry on to the next product test. So what you should actually be doing instead is breaking down every ad that you like and then writing one yourself. It's completely fine to copy hooks or structures from people in different niches, but copying people selling the exact same product, Facebook is not going to like that, and you're basically learning no skills anyway. If you can find out why an ad is working, then apply it to your own products. That is the perfect thing to do, and you're learning real skills. But just copying and downloading other people's ads, it's a shit thing to do. And ultimately, you're never going to become successful over a long period of time if you're doing that practice. So what you should do instead is break down every ad you like and write your own, write copy from your own avatar research, and create original imagery from brand content. Okay, and this one is an important one. I thought that if I just stumbled on a product, it was a winner. I thought that some products just weren't going to sell and other products were, but that is the complete wrong mindset to do, and that is why you've not been progressing, and that's why you've still not seen success with e-commerce. So the first thing to do is Facebook comment sections on competitors' ads. Once you picked your product, go on competitors' ads and read the comments. What are they saying? Was the product too expensive? Did the product not work? What made them buy? What made them hate it? And then level up everything in your business based on that. And then Reddit threads and anonymous forums. If you didn't already know, Reddit is anonymous, so people are very raw and authentic on here. They have no kind of identity. They literally share their raw feelings. So there's a lot of gold you can use here for your ad copy, website copy, and even website images. And then also Amazon 1-star and 5-star reviews on similar products. If you're selling a skincare product, search up that product on Amazon, find out what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, what kind of transformation they experienced, and make sure you're using all of that in your ads. Okay, and this one is very important, and I guarantee for most of you guys watching this, this is single-handedly the reason why 90 to 95% of the ad creatives you're launching are failing, and failing badly. There are 4 awareness stages we need to worry about right now. We've got unaware, problem aware, solution aware, and product aware. So for an unaware audience, they have the symptoms but not the diagnosis. So they know they're experiencing the problem, but they don't know how it's affecting their day-to-day life. So what you need to do there is you need to educate them. How is it affecting their life? The product then comes at the end of that. Problem aware. They know the problem, but they don't know the fix. So you need to agitate the problem, show it's solvable, and introduce your solution. Build the case on the product itself, and then introduce your brand at the end. Number 3, solution aware. They've tried things, but they've been burnt before. Claims don't work here. You need to acknowledge what's failed them, and then introduce your mechanism and explain why yours is different. Social proof is essential at this stage. And then product aware. They know you. All you need to do is give a reason to act. Stack testimonials, handle final objections, and present the offer clearly and add some urgency. This is the retargeting territory, not cold traffic. And then finally, we do have most aware, but you're never going to have to worry about that on a dropshipping store. And this one's quite a self-explanatory one, and if you're not already using a private agent like Zendrop, it's probably why your business hasn't taken off. So with AliExpress and Alibaba, you got 15 to 30-day shipping. Sometimes it's a lot longer than that. Customers don't wait. If you're selling to people in the UK and the US, they have rights. If their product isn't delivered in 14 days, they can definitely request a refund. Zero accountability when orders go wrong. If the package is lost, if it's the wrong item, you're on your own. There is no money back guarantee. There is nothing like this. There's no protection for you as a seller. And then obviously inconsistent quality batch to batch. There is no person sat there manually checking every single order that gets sent. So sometimes it's going to be the fucking wrong product, the wrong color, the wrong size. You're going to get so many refunds. It's a massive headache. So with Zendrop, and why I like to use them is faster shipping through vetted suppliers. So everyone's been onboarded onto their platform, real support when things go sideways, and consistent quality that you can build a brand on. It's very important, and if you do want to get a massive discount on your first couple of months with Zendrop, there is a link below. Then obviously we have picking a product worth selling. Now, my mindset when picking a product worth selling is very different to a lot of people out here. A lot of people have this massive long framework. I really don't believe that is the way to build a business. The only things I'm really looking for is it needs to solve a real painful problem. Not a cool gadget, not a trend, something a specific group of people would pay to fix today. Back pain, hormonal acne, hair thinning, weight loss, bloating. The bigger the daily suffering, the bigger the opportunity. Number 2, a 3 times markup is possible. So if your cost of goods is $10, you want to be selling that for at least $30. But I mean, in e-commerce, your average order value wants to be at least $60 anyway. Thin margins kill businesses in today's ad market. When you see all these businesses go on Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, a lot of the reasons why they never get investment is because their margins are so razor sharp thin. So there's no room to run any ads and there's no real room to grow the business. Just think, the more profit you make per sale, the more aggressive you can be with scaling. If your profit per sale is $50, you can spend a lot on ads just to acquire the customer. And then number 3, there's a real audience who want it now. You can use AI to pressure test this. Is there an audience with an urgent desire? Can this scale to £500,000 per month? And is someone already paying to fix this problem? Yes to all 3. Product is definitely worth testing. The simple numbers you need to know before you spend a penny. If you can't read your metrics, you are literally throwing money down the drain. First, we have return on ad spend. If you don't know this one, you're probably watching the wrong channel right now. So you need to know your break even first. Before any ads go live, you need to calculate your exact return on ad spend that you need to be making in order to be break even. So this is your cost of goods plus your shipping plus your fees plus your ad spend. If you don't know this number, you don't even know if you're winning. And trust me, this is something I hear from my students a lot. They're not tracking. I have spreadsheets built out for literally everything. It auto calculates my break even return on ad spend, my break even cost per click, even my break even conversion rate. So I know exactly what metric is failing and also how to fix it. 30% margin to target. A 10k month at 30% margin beats a 50k month at 2% every single time. Because when you think about it, if you're running at such scale like £50,000 per month at 2% margins, you're going to be receiving 5 times the amounts of refunds, chargebacks and customer complaints. So you're basically dealing with extra headaches for less money. And then obviously customer lifetime value. The first order is just the start. Some of the customers at my stores have spent over £1,000 and it's so important because it really boosts profitability. Because when you think about it, when they purchase for the second time, you don't have to spend any money on ads. So it's basically free money. Then we obviously have building a brand and not a store. A lot of people come to me saying, Oscar, how do I build a good website? It's not necessarily about the website, it's about the branding and how does it make people feel safe. If people don't trust your website enough to enter their card details, they're obviously not going to purchase. But if you add a brand behind that, it's going to slowly let people trust you more and more. So the store mentality is you're tied to the product and not the audience. When the product dies, everything dies with it. I think that's the worst thing you can possibly do. Instead, you should build a brand in a certain niche and then test products within that niche. So if one product fails, you just swap another one in. You don't need to build a whole nother store. The second thing, worth nothing beyond today's sales. You don't even think a customer would ever order again, and that's the biggest problem. You're probably selling a product that you wouldn't be happy to receive or you wouldn't be happy to sell to your grandma. So you probably shouldn't be selling it in the first place. And then every new product starts from a cold start. Full customer acquisition cost every single time. There's no loyalty, there's no warmth, there's no retargeting, there's no advantage from the work you've already done. But instead, if you had an email list built out, you can then send an email when you launch a new product and you get loads of sales without having to spend any money on ads. So the brand mentality, an audience that follows you across different products, then that'd be worth 30 to 50 times monthly profit if you're ever going to exit that company. And every launch gets easier and cheaper because you have an email list, an SMS list, Instagram followers, TikTok followers. It gets cheaper and cheaper. You're paying for less and less ads and you become slowly more profitable. Your offer does so much more work than your website. A weak offer would be product plus price is a listing and not an offer. Most beginners just list the product, they add the price, and then they wonder why nobody buys. Amazon does better than you. You need a reason to buy from you right now, from you specifically. You're dropshipping, right? Your conversion rate is going to be lower than any other store on the internet. So the only thing that's going to fix that is an offer that makes someone think, wow, this is a non-negotiable. I need to purchase this right now. Number 2, stack the value, not the discounts. When I'm talking about a good offer, I don't just mean throwing in a 30% discount or a compare app price, because we all know that's a fake discount. I'm talking free gift, free shipping, a bold guarantee, a compelling bundle. These add perceived value without destroying your margin like a 20% discount does. If you stack enough of these, the price barely matters. Number 3, your guarantee should make you slightly nervous. If it doesn't give you a slight pause, it's definitely not bold enough to convert. A strong guarantee removes the final barrier between a hesitant prospect and a confirmed buyer. I'm talking a refund guarantee if they don't like the product within 30 days of receiving it. Month 2 to 3 is definitely where most people quit. And that's also exactly why you shouldn't, because I'm telling you to expect it now. Every store hits a dip around month 2 to 3. The first product starts to slow, the excitement fades, and the results start to feel random. The people who make it aren't smarter, they just didn't quit at this exact moment. What the dip is telling you is don't pivot to a new product. Go deeper on your avatar research, revisit the ad angles, look at what your data is actually saying. The answer is almost always hiding in your existing setup. Quitting at this point is undoubtedly the most expensive decision in e-commerce. Every restart means paying the full tuition again. Creative learnings, audience data, testing history, all gone. Think about how much data your pixel now has. The second lap is 100% faster and a lot easier, but only if you finish the first. And finally, email is literally free money you're leaving on the table. A lot of people dropshipping think it doesn't matter because they simply associate their store as a quick money grab. But ultimately, email marketing should make up 30 to 40% of your total revenue. Think about how much more money you'd be making if 40% of your revenue was ad-free. So number 1, we have the welcome series, the first impression automation. It sets the expectations, it builds the trust, it introduces your brand story. Most brands skip this and lose the most engaged customers they will ever have. Then abandon cart. Someone who adds to cart is 70% on the way to buying. A 3-step email sequence recovers 10 to 15% of those orders. That's pure margin because you've already paid to acquire them. Number 3, post-purchase upsell. This is the best time to sell someone, is right after they've just bought from you. You can also add in post-purchase sequences on your website itself. So once someone's paid, they get redirected to another page where it says, do you want to add another piece for 50% off? And it already has their card details, so it just charges them like that. It's simple. This pairs well with sequence, compounds lifetime value at literally zero cost to you. And number 4, a customer win back campaign. Customers who haven't bought in the last 60 to 90 days, it's a targeted sequence that reactivates a percentage for free. This is money that literally sits there unearned. If you have an email list for a dropshipping store you used to run, I really advise you do some more deep avatar research and then just send them out an email and see what happens. So that's the cheat sheet. Those are the 10 things I would do differently if I was starting over today from scratch. And to be completely honest, even at my level now, I'm still making sure I include all of these in my businesses. The fundamentals never change. The shortcuts just become more expensive the longer you ignore them. If any of these did help you out, please drop a comment below which one hit the hardest, because I do find it very interesting. I also do read every single comment, and it tends to be the topic that has the most questions about will be the topic of my next video. The next video is going to go deeper onto one of these specifically. I'm going to be showing you the exact avatar research process I use, from the Amazon comments to the Reddit threads to even competitor analysis and reading their reviews. That one is definitely worth watching before you spend another penny on ads. You will see a couple of important links in the description. That is the link to my free community where we have weekly calls. There's loads of free resources and a very motivated community who are always happy to answer any questions. Apart from that, I really do appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see next. Peace.